All right. Good morning, everybody. Looks like we have reached 141,700 on pound yen. Was waiting for this for a very long time, and we reached to this point. And now we gotta decide: are we gonna continue moving till 800, or is this where we're gonna stop? Let's see here. Everyone's coming in slowly. Beautiful. Beautiful. The first thing that comes to my mind is that as I see pound yen, is that now we're trying to break above this minor resistance over here at 141, 680, 790, and trying to move all the way up towards 141, 800. Let's take a look at that on the 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute is basically breaking the high over here. You know what? What I would say is that if someone's trying to enter over here, I would say I wouldn't want to enter right now, because this is the first 2 minutes as the candle's breaking above the high over here to continue moving bullish. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, this candle is trying to go bullish. We also have a big rejection down there, and what we got to see is we got to take a look left over here and see what's going on. So looking left, what we see is it's back on the 2nd September. So let's go down to a smaller time frame, and let's go back to look left over here and see what's going on. So basically, this is where our rejections are, right? Our first rejection is, oh, actually it's a little bit high over here, 141,850. This is where our first rejection is, 141,850, and continuing all the way up towards, 141,950, 940. That's where we can expect price to come up to. So let me just put this right over here. All right, perfect. Right, so 141,950 and 141,850. That's something what we're looking at this point over here, right? So if we start breaking above 141,700, we have our targets right over here, bullish targets, because the trend is bullish right now. We're moving bullish. We have like a 15 pip range all the way up towards 141,850, and then 950 almost like 24 pips away. So as we start breaking up over here, I really want to see a candle to close above this area to justify the move up. I mean, pretty sure like there's a lot of volume in pound yen, and when there's a lot of volume, price can just continue moving. But for a better, good confirmation trade, you would want at least one candle to close above 141, 690 or 700 to continue bullish. Are you trading today? No, I'm not trading today. All right. We got gold over here. We got GP over here. GP is also bullish. Your JPY is still stuck in this range. It has not moved out from this range at all. Let's take a look at this first chart over here. This is pound yen buys up over here for price to continue up. Very nice, beautiful. Full TP hit 33 pips. Good one. That's a very nice one, Jeffrey. Wish I had that trade. Then I'd be done for the day. All right, let's do a little breakdown on gold. So these are the levels we plotted from the Asian session yesterday when we were breaking it down, and it looks like we did come up towards 1863. The idea is now to take a look at gold. Let's say we're looking at it on the 30-minute time frame or even on the 1-hour time frame. Let's take a look at it on the 30-minute time frame. So looking at the 30-minute time frame, what's apparent is that we're creating this support right here at 1859. If we're creating the support, then there's a very high probability we're going to continue up in this range and fill this range. So like 18, 19 pips, 20 pip range. But if we do break above this range, then we have an even bigger target to achieve. And that target is all the way up towards, let's see here, that target is all the way up towards this wick over here to the left hand side, which is like 27, 28 pips away. So I think that's going to be pretty good once we start breaking above over here. Now, the beautiful thing about this is overall the trend is bearish, right? If you look on the 4-hour time frame, you look at the daily time frame, the trend is bearish. The beautiful thing about this current setup is that we're creating a support over here, and we know that if we break the support, then there's an opportunity for price to continue down. Because if we break the support, we have all this room over here to continue down to like, in like this 43 pip range, 42 pip range. So that's going to be a pretty nice move as it starts to break support. You know, it seems like pound yen, there's sort of a probability it may just continue moving bullish straight up without any candle close confirmation. 141.850. The only thing is, if someone taking buys at this point, your stops are below this area right over here around 141.618. So stops are at around like 10 pip stops. You know, but you're expecting these candles to close above 141.690, 680, and then continue moving bullish. It's a risky trade without waiting for the candle to close above, but at the same time, your risk is very, very tightly managed, right? Which means that if a candle closes back in the range, you're closing your position. You're not staying in. But I think it's going to be much better to wait for the candle to actually close above this area. Especially on the 15-minute time frame would be much better. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, ooh, same analysis. Okay. Got nice zone work. All right. This is AUD USD. Entered at the candle close right over here. Later price hit full TP. Next candle, nice. So you can see you had clean traffic to the left hand side and price continued to move up here. How I could have taken this trade in a better way? I think right over here. You know, this candle formed, when this candle formed bearish, low volume, so it must have been waiting right over here too. So you stuck around with low volume. Otherwise, there's no other way. You know, you stuck with the low volume and then price moved up. So you got to see what time was this that price moved up over here, that when volume came. Can you send charts in the YouTube chat or is it only Zoom? Yes, you can send charts in the YouTube chat. You can send charts in the YouTube chat. Okay, let's take a look at Forex Factory here. Let's see what happens overnight. Nothing really happened overnight over here. Nothing really significant that's gonna catch my eye. Let's see here. Tuesday, we have no news here. No news. Should be a clean, clear day with no problems. The only thing we want is this candle to close above this area so we can continue moving up. So we can get it on with it. What's this here? Good morning, Raja. Do you think it's not better to take buys above 141.800 because of the daily chart? I hope you have a great week of trading. Oh, thank you. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Buys above 141.800 if you create some sort of support over 141.800. Yeah, that's true. You can look for buys above 141.800, but I have these zones looking left, right? So this is one's resistance right over here, and if we break this resistance, our next resistance is at 141.850. So if I take buys above 141.800, then I don't have much room to play, like not much active room, because if we can close above 141, let's say 700, then we have an active room to take this trade all the way towards 141.850. You know, so it's clean range at that point. So that's why I have this marked up here. What's this? My GBP AUD trade mistake I made was not leaving a runner. Close profit, but it hits my TP. Let's see here. Oh, nice. So this was taken right over here. Entry has a 30-minute candle close, the previous 30-minute candle high. Beautiful. There was so much volume over here, it seems like. It just continued moving over here. Didn't have perfect entry, but that should not matter with the entries I am after. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, runner got stopped out, but still, you know, it ran pretty nice. Had no runner at all. Are we waiting for candles? What's this question? Are we waiting for candles to close because it's pre-London? Because it's pre-London and there isn't a lot of volume in the market. It's pre-New York. It's not pre-London. It's pre-New York. So basically we're at resistance here. Trend is bullish. We're looking for buys. So that's why we're waiting for this candle to close above this resistance over here. So then we can say, okay, now price can continue moving up. Um, 141.950 TP range on GJ you marked is based on the wicks to the left on 1 hour time frame. Yes. Yes. So you guys need to look left. You know, all these questions you're asking, you guys need to look left. It's simple. You look left and you will see there are zones over here. You can see the yellow line. Yellow line is where price is right now. And above this yellow line, you have next resistance right over here. And after this resistance, you have next resistance right over here. So that's it. So now we're just waiting. We are waiting. Did you trade stocks before trading Forex? No, I never traded stocks. Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, I'm looking for buys, impulse entries as the previous 1 hour high. I'm also looking at the 5 minute. I would enter with less lots. Nice. So you're waiting, right? I guess we're still waiting here because, you know, like it's really important to wait for candle to close above this area. Still got 3 minutes left for this candle to close, so let's see what happens. How long have you been trading pound yen? Probably around 3 years now. 3 years. Are you looking specific? If you look on Forex Factory, you know, normally when we look at Forex Factory, we're looking at red folder news, right? Around 8:30 a.m. But at the moment, I don't see anything over here. There's no news. There's nothing going on. There's nothing scheduled. So yeah, like, I mean, if you look at last week, here, let's just take a look at last week over here. Let's go up over here. Okay, if you look at last week we had a lot of red news here, right? So this is what we're looking for at this point. So it looks like this week is going to be much cleaner here. So we're going to wait and see. Now, we have marked ideas about buys on pound yen. I think it's also going to be better to mark ideas for sells, right? So for sells, I think if we're creating a support at 141.540, let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah. So if we're creating a support at 141.540, and if we break the support, then, you know, we can continue moving down in the 16, 17 pip range. So we got buys and we got sells planned. So right now price is ranging in this zone over here. So we're going to wait to see where price will break. Hey, good morning. What are your thoughts when price is at a high time frame zone? Is taking the breakout more risky? Take a look at 0.4 and 0.7. Thanks in advance. Higher time frame zone. I guess you're waiting for, you're anticipating volume to continue price up. Price finally closed above. Very tricky today because range is again only 10 pips super tight. Yeah, so you're anticipating volume to continue price up. That's all what I can say. You know, whenever price is at a strong zone and you have like a market open, let's say London open, New York open, there's a lot of volume. You're expecting volume to continue price through those zones. It's very important. You're anticipating volume to come in. You know, and as long as the candles are printing bullish, like you see right over here. So this is pound yen. I'm guessing it's the London session. You haven't. Okay, yeah, this was London. So this was pre-London and London. Yeah, so you're anticipating price to move up. So even after this candle closed bullish, I think a pretty good trade would have been as this candle started breaking the high over here for price to continue moving bullish. 141.370. We also sent the analysis last night too of where we can expect price to go. So, you know, 141.400 was the target over here. What's this? Hey, Raja, I'm trading again this week. November was good. I took December off, and last week I had a good trading week, and this week, oh, this week I've slipped into over trading. My mind's racing now. Oh my God. Yeah, you have to relax at that point. Gold is melting. No, gold is just rejecting 1862. Gold is not melting. Melting is when gold falls because they announced the vaccines. That's when gold is melting. I just joined. I have 3 positions open on pound yen. Is it safe to hold it? See, we don't know where you took positions, so we don't know if it's good, if it's safe or not. I mean, if you're holding buys from up over here, 141.700, it's not safe at all. But if you're holding buys from down over here, then it's much better in that way. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GU chart. So we're looking for buys above this area. This looks much better, right? Because you have a resistance here, and then you have clean range go all the way going up towards this area. So that's good. Also looking for sells below this area as well. Yeah, I just need to label the chart here a little bit. Probably, like, you know, put it up right over here. Put it up right over here. And anticipating price to come up to this point, and then our anticipating price to come down to this point over here. But yeah, I guess we're in a very good market structure than yesterday. Yesterday was just garbage. It was just ranging yesterday. Today we have clean market structure. We can see the 15-minute candle, it closed below resistance right over here. So I think a much better idea would be to either to wait for this 5-minute to close above 141.700, or wait for the 15-minute to kind of like break above 141.720, 730 for it to continue moving bullish. Because even though this candle closed bullish, it closed below this resistance. You know, so there's a bit of a problem over there. Okay, let's see here. Did GJ is in overbought situation? I don't think there's such thing as an overbought situation, because, you know, we've seen pound yen being overbought a lot of times, and it ends up breaking those overbought ideas and continues moving even further. You know, so the best thing to do is to plot your resistance right over here, plot your support, and measure this range, right? So this is like a 15 pip range. This range is not enough to take a trade. So I think a better idea would be to wait for price to break above or break below, because then you got a clean range coming down and you got a clean range going up, because at the same time, you have to put yourself in the best position to win. You know, so if you take a trade within this range, I mean, trading over here is going to get very difficult. You know, so you'll have to wait a little bit. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen. Would it be more safe to take buys if pullback support formed around 400? Yep, that'll work as well. Sells below 200, it breaks and retests bullish structure. I think better would be to, for sells, I think it's going to be better to break below, you know, 141.530, because we got a support formed, and if we have clean candle head through left hand side, that would be a pretty nice sell, because, you know, we got enough range for price to continue down. Why would you no longer wait for the 15-minute candle to close above and instead taking impulse as previous candle wick's high gets broken? Yeah, I mean, we could look at that idea too. You know, if this candle breaks the high over here, we can take a buy, but at the same time, it's going to be much better if you see a candle closing above. Right? Because that's going to give you more confirmation. And especially if you look at gold over here, gold did fill the range here. Now gold is just stuck in this little range over here in the 15-minute time frame and the 30-minute time frame. So we're still waiting at this time. Oh, what's this? Oh, nice. NSE buys over here. All right. Hey, Raja, I usually trade London and there was no movement today. But thanks to your words and teaching me, I didn't even place one trade today. Was just learning. No over trading. Oh, nice. When did this move happen here? Let's take a look here. So it happened. So London basically. So this was pre-London right over here, right? We just ranged. So I guess this was the break here. After London opened, we started breaking. Okay.
News.
Oh, there was news?
I don't know about news, but I know that after London Open, we get the next time of volume is around 9:30, which is London Stock Exchange. So we do see a lot of volume around 9:30. If there isn't volume in London, but GJ has been moving real slow, man. Like we've got 30-minute candles that are doing like 10 pips since last week, so we just need that volume to come back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Volume came with Governor Bailey saying it does feel a bit as if the darkest hour is before dawn. So once it was out, it gone bullish.
I took a buy on GJ when price broke last bearish 15-minute candle high. I already closed. Did you think it was a bad trade idea? Yeah, I think it was a bad trade idea because we have a resistance over here. And when this candle broke the high over here, we didn't know whether this candle is going to continue bullish or it's going to close below resistance. So it closed below resistance. So you needed a candle to break and close above this resistance over here. Because, you know, it has already moved up a lot, so we didn't know if it's going to continue moving or not. So you need that extra confirmation. Good morning, Raja. Are you trading today? No, I'm not trading today. I'm still waiting for my platform to go live, man. Dealing with the institutions here, it's a hassle because there's a big time difference and emails, and you gotta wait 1 day for the emails to come back. Yeah, it's taking a long time over here. What's this chart here? Let's see this. This is, if price break this high, would you consider buys with stops in a previous candle? Yeah, we'd consider that. That's going to be pretty good. That's going to be the same thing as breaking the high over here at this point. Gold is still in this range over here. Your JPY is still in this range. Man, your JPY has been ranging for a long time here now. Let's bring this zone a little bit bottom over here. Make it more relevant to our areas over here at this point. So if you measure this range, this is like a 15, 17 pip range. This is just garbage range. Look at this. This is barcodes. You know, these are barcodes. You print these and you take them to Walmart. Walmart's going to scan it. You know, it's going to give you something for it. Oh, we have this in stock, sir. You're like, nah, I just printed it from the chart. Don't worry about it. These are barcodes. Yeah. Hey, isn't there a zone around 141.850? Oh, yes, there is. That's why we have it labeled over here, 141.850. There is a zone around that time. Hey, as the London session on GJ trend was bullish completely, do we expect some sort of a retracement because the price move since Asian session? The only reason we can expect retracement in this price moving up is if we can break below the support. If we can break below the support, that's the only reason we can expect retracement. But if we don't break below support, then there's obviously no retracement.
Hey, Raja.
Hey.
There's a question here in our group. It says, Raja, I'm really struggling with the top-down analysis, and I feel that the zones I'm identifying are invalid or wrong, and the targets I'm identifying. And what I'm saying to this person is that what I tend to do is you start at 11:30 here, and what I used to do is that before you used to start, I'd mark up my chart and then compare it to what you've done. So give an idea. So, you know, when I was first starting last year, that was always what I'd do, even in the gulag. So then I can compare and then see where the zones are, because you start off with an analysis anyway. So that's what this person is, Yusuf, I think.
Yeah, I was just reading that as well. What I was going to say is that you're right. Before this hedging starts, just like mark up your zones. You know, once you mark up the zones, mark up the targets where you think price is going to go. And I think one more important thing is also like to post charts. Like, you know, if you think your zones are invalid, and if you post your chart and someone's going to see it, they'll be able to help you with it, right? But if no one sees your chart, and then no one's going to be able to help you on your zones. It's as simple as that. My whole rule is, okay, here's my rule in drawing zones, right? If I'm looking at, let's say, a 30-minute time frame or a 1 hour time frame, my entire rule is to plot out the most recent support and then plot out the most recent resistance. That's my first rule. Once I get those two done, my second step is to say that, okay, if price breaks my support, where's the next support where price can go down to, right? So if I look at gold over here, so I have a support on gold at 1859. And if I know if gold breaks support, price can come down to the next support at 1855. You know, there's a probability it can come down over there. But if I'm going to execute during this candle, I'm not expecting price to come all the way down over here. I'm looking for it to, like, you know, come up to, like, you know, 17, 20 pips, secure profits, and then leave a runner running if it does continue down or not. At the same time, if we break above resistance, I'm looking to see that, okay, if we're going to break above, how far can we move up? Right? Where can we realistically come up to? Can we is 1865 a good target, 1866 a good target? You know, so I'm plotting those targets, and then I'm looking to see that, okay, if price does break the zone, I mean, what's the likelihood it's going to come to my targets or not? You know, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, and you gotta just, you know, accept that. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Yeah, we're still ranging over here. It's nice plotting of zones. We got price over here, 850, and then 920. Clean buys all the way up there. Clean sells below this area. Let's remove this area over here. All right. The stage is set for sells and buys. All right, what's this? Can you look at my GJ chart? All right, let's take a look at this chart from the Gulag. This is, all of these horizontals are previous resistances. Okay, it's pretty good. If candles close above resistance, wait for confirmation. Sells below over here, looks good. Nicely plotted down. Now we're just waiting at this point. What's this? Waiting for the current bearish candle to end below support. Yeah, I think below this support would be a much better idea, because if you sell over here, you got a support right over there. So I don't know. You'll have to wait for that support to break. UK Health Secretary Hancock, there is no constraint on the national availability of oxygen. Oh, we're having oxygen crisis here. Man, it's dangerous here. Hey sir, one query. Should we wait for candle to close? Yes. Yes, I think that's going to be a much better idea. These candles are coming down to a close over here soon. 1 hour candles are closing, 30-minute candles are closing. Gold is closing at support. Ooh, we're trying to break down over in the last 30 seconds. Are we going to break the low? Oh, 30-minute is breaking the low over here. If it closes with a wick, man, I think we're continuing down. We should continue dropping at least till 57 and then continue on towards, 56. Just gotta wait for this to break, to close, and the next one to break the low over here. The worst thing you can do is when price comes to a support resistance for you to take a buy and a sell, because then the candle can close back in the range or outside of the range. We don't know. So perfect, candle close above support. So now impulse entries over here are going to work perfectly if this candle starts breaking the low of the previous candle to continue down. Because then at that time you're going to say, okay, it has to respect the high, break the low to continue down and have a good trade. So let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame here as well. Yeah, it makes sense. On the 5-minute also makes sense once we break below this low over here. 14, 20 pip range down here. So this is where your weighting is going to go into. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is break above and retested rejection. Do you think this was a good entry? The chart is not labeled at all. I don't know where your entry was. I have no idea. Absolutely no clue where your entry was. So maybe resend the chart with the proper labeling. Hey Raja, what's the good clients for commissions? I'm having trouble deciding. I think a good regulated broker for the US is going to be Oanda. Oanda's pretty good. It's heavily regulated. Unregulated brokers, there are a lot of unregulated brokers for the US. You have Traders Domain, You have what was the other one? This Blackwell Markets. No, not Blackwell Markets. Traders Domain. You have Hugo's Way. You have Dominion Markets. It's launching soon. So. Oh, YouTube's gonna say, hey, that's copyright or something. Nice one. That's a nice song. Hey, Raja, in a situation where there's only a couple of minutes left for the candle to close and price is closing to break a zone, would you enter on the break of that area as an impulse, or would it be best to wait for candle to close? It's going to be best to wait for the candle to close. So right now we're still waiting over here. Hey, what's the best broker for South Africa? I don't live in South Africa, so I can't help you with that. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is buys above 141,700, looks good. Secure positions up over there, 850 and 930. Yep, looks good. Sells below 141,530. Nice labeling and nice anticipation, and you have the targets mapped out, so it should play out pretty good. Ooh, we're breaking the lows over here now. This gold should continue down. See, at this point, what I would do is I would have my stops above this current candle on gold, and then expect it to continue bearish. But the way it broke down, it just went boom. One swift move down. This volatile move down. Look at that. 5 minute also broke the low, but 5 minute also broke the high. 15 minute is respecting the high but broke the low. 30-minute candle also broke the low over here. This will be pretty interesting. This will be something good to watch. You know, even though if I was trading live, I'd still be watching this. You know, this will be good to watch because we broke the low, and if it does continue on, this is just going to increase confidence because we might get the same move on pound yen over here once it starts breaking the low or breaking the high. So that's going to be good anticipation here. So let's see what happens. Let's take a look at this chart in the meanwhile. This is 1 hour chart. If this 1 hour candle close weak bullish with a break of the next candle low, anticipating price to push down. Yeah, I think that will work over here too. Right now we're still in the range over here, deciding where to go. All right. We should be coming slowly down. Let's say around 1857.50. That would be a good target over here. It's not super deep in the range. It's not super early in the range. It's below these wicks here to the left hand side. It's in the middle of this range over here, around 1857. Hey Raja, curious why you're calling your broker Dominion Markets not to be a conspiracy. But timing is odd with all the US election news around Dominion voting machines. Oh, someone brought this up with me as well, and it is what it is. You know, I have nothing to do with the voting machines. And trust me, the average trader trading, they don't care about the name. They don't care about the name. They care about the people behind it running it. All right, what's this? My lucky play apart on GJ trade, 0 drawdown and lots of pips. All right, let's take a look over here. Oh, wow, $950 for today. And once price got into 10 pip profit, I let my completion position to 141,700. Took a buy on this candle over here with stop loss right down over there. Oh, beautiful. This was absolutely beautiful. Very nice. Your commission rate is a little higher over here, but still very nice. Oh no, it's actually pretty fine. It's a 2 lot. It's beautiful. All right, we're in the second half of this 15-minute candle on gold, and based on probabilities and statistics, this should now continue moving bearish. The second half candle on gold should continue moving down to at least 1857. Okay, let's see here. This is another chart we're getting here. This is pound yen, pre-New York created support, buys above this area, sells will we continue up or will we continue down? Find out in the next episode of GBP. Yes, that's what we're all waiting for over here. Where would you put stop on gold? So the stop on gold will be above this current candle, above this 15-minute current candle. That's where it's going to be. And then we can continue bearish. Would you rather learn from a motivational speaker or a true Forex trader? I think teaching is a very delicate subject. You know, it's a very delicate thing you can go into because when you're teaching, I think for teaching you should also have some sort of ingredients which make up a motivational speaker, and also, like, you know, someone who knows how to trade. So you need to have the best of both worlds, because you need to, like, motivate people, you need to engage people, you need to keep them uplifted, you know, because if you can't keep people uplifted, man, they're not going to listen to you for a long time. So I think that's a prerequisite. Like, you need to be lively. Your personality has to be such where people listen to you. You know, so you need to have that kind energy too. Oh wow, look at that. We're coming down over here in gold. So we were correct. Broke the lows and should continue moving down. The only thing is now we're approaching this consolidation area here. We can't see this consolidating. We can only see this consolidating on a 5-minute time frame. But with this volume coming in, pre-New York volume, I think we should cross this area like yesterday and continue moving bearish. So we're going to keep an eye on this over here. Your JPY is obviously still ranging. Pound yen is still ranging over here. Let's take a look at this chart. This is gold chart. Buying if price breaks above over here. Okay, looks good. I'm just asking about this as it would be a valid idea or not. Yeah, this is going to be a valid idea for buys. This will be a very valid idea for buys. What would you think of this GU long I took? Spent a long time waiting for perfect entry and price 50% profit. Oh, okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a GU chart coming in from Mr. Pat Butcher. Oh, what's going on over here? Took a long when price tested the channel, secured 50% profits once it hit resistance. Okay, so what's the question? Oh, not sure what to do. At that point, what I would do is I would just secure what I want to secure and leave the rest running. Where was it? Yeah, right over here. I'm just going to secure what I want to close and then let the rest running, basically, you know, because as you move into profits, the only thing you can do is probably you can trail your stop loss below the 1 hour time frames, or you can trail it below the 4 hour time frames just to see if it's going to continue moving or not. But if you look at gold at this point, I think we did continue down towards around 10, 12 pips over here from 1859.35 to 1858.35. Yeah, we did come up towards 10, 12 pips at that point. Oh, nice. Caught the gold drop, 80% secured, 20% running. Beautiful. What's this question here? Costanavus. What's a good website for journaling mark charts? You mentioned one, but I don't remember. It seems like Tweak Twin or something. Tweak Twin. It's called Trixie.trade. Yeah, it's called Trixie.trade. So this is what we mentioned the other day, Trixie.trade. Hey Raja, what exact date is Dominion Markets launching? My Bitcoin I kept to sign up is dwindling. Well, if it's dwindling, turn it to cash. Turn it to cash. We're waiting, man. We're waiting for it to get approved by the banks and Metacodes. And they were on a holiday till the 10th of January. And also there's a big time difference, so yeah, we're waiting. As much as I want to trade back again, I really want to trade back, so I'm just waiting for that.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Yeah, so what that person can do is that they can convert it into like a digital dollar, something like Tether or something, and that will hold the value. And then when they want to convert it back again, they can go straight into Bitcoin or whatever asset they want,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what I tend to do is, say if I make profit from BTC or something, you can then take your dollar amount out, and then you've got to convert it into something. But I don't want to turn it back into fiat, so you can turn it into like a digital dollar, hold it there, so it's then already on the exchange for you to go back in again when you want. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Wow, man, this thing fell from 42,000 all the way down towards 30,000. Yesterday I was talking to somebody and I'm like, man, I mean, we used to have people like talking about Bitcoin, but whenever Bitcoin falls, everyone just goes away. All Bitcoin nuts, they all go away. But when Bitcoin starts coming back up again, everyone's back. Hey, Bitcoin. So, 42,000. Let's see here. Can you please take a look at this chart? Let's check this chart. I took this trade after break of the 1 hour high. I've seen the past had worked before. Can you explain why it did not work today? Is there any factor I could have? Well, we talked about this earlier on in the stream over here. There was this resistance here on the 15-minute time frame. Candle didn't close above resistance, so there was no trade. So even if you took the trade on the 1 hour time frame, you should have been looking at the 15-minute time frame. And you can see that the 15-minute candle closed below a resistance. So there was no point for the next one to continue up if it's closing below resistance. Everyone should watch this. How to read market structure one-on-one. Roger doesn't post one-on-one videos often. And oh yeah, that was a good video. How to read market structure one-on-one. It's on my YouTube channel. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is go long after break above BO on M30. Okay, no trade, go short and retest after BO. I don't know what BO means, but looks good over here. Buys above here and sells below here. So we will see. Oh, breakout. Oh. Alright, I get it. Breakout. Hey, when we are in a range like this on GJ, would you go for instant execution or buy or sell stops? You know what? In this scenario, I would wait for a candle to either break the high over here at 141.730 to take a buy, or wait for a candle to close above this area to take a buy. Ooh, look at this. Gold, we have reached around 10-12 pips on gold as it broke the low at 1859.35. Now this is the new 15-minute candle starting over here, and now this has the probability to continue moving down. But I guess if someone took a sell over here, this is where you're securing positions. You got that small move, put stops at break even, and I mean let the rest run, because if the rest runs continue till 1857, and that's a bonus move for your runner. But as we learned yesterday from gold is, whenever you're in profits, just secure profits, secure profits, and then leave a runner running. If it continues running, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then at least it's secured profits. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh. Entry taken at the high over here, break off the high over here. Very nice, beautiful. So you closed 80% at 12 pips over there. Closed another 50% at 20 pips over here. Nice. And you got a trade management over here too. So this was a very, very nice move. Very nice move, well done. Oh, look at that. We've tapped our take profits here on gold. Very, very nice. 1857.53. Beautiful. See, we had support formed. It was very apparent. The 30-minute candle closed bearish, closed above support. Next one started breaking the low. We said that, okay, this is going to be a time to take a sell over here with stops above the current candle and anticipate price to continue down because we have clean ranges over here and, you know, like, behold, price came down exactly where we said it's going to go. So we just waited over here. So the gulag, if you took sells on gold and you profited, just give a like on the stream, you know, because then a lot of people, like, you know, they get help from these analysis over here. It was a clean, simple analysis. There was no confusion, no indicators, nothing. And now we're waiting for pound yen to kind of like break out of these zones over here. So this was what? 20 pips? Oh. There's no trade on the chart. Yes, there was. I called it. As price of breaking the low, I called it. If someone wants to take a sell, this is where you should take a sell. This is where your stop loss is going to be. This is where your target's going to be. Price came to target and rejected it. You know, and how did I know price going to reject it? Because, okay, here's the thing, right? Even though we had all this range over here for price to come into, right? But it's always a good time to have your targets in the middle of ranges because we never know price is going to go all the way down or not, right? So you need to have it in the middle of a range, secure profits, put stops at break even, and let the price do its thing. Now we're for pound yen over here. Just to confirm, if a 30-minute candle breaks a level, it is best to wait for the second half of the next 30-minute candle to take a trade. You know, it depends. It depends on a lot of factors. You know, sometimes you'll see that if the 30-minute candle, let's say for example, we have this 30-minute candle closing bearish like this, right? So now we know that pound yen has a lot of volume sometimes, you know, and as we know pound yen has a lot of volume, and now if the next 30-minute candle starts breaking the low in the first half, I'd be more prone to take a sell at that point because, you know, I understand pound yen has a lot of volume, and I also understand that if it's breaking the low in the second half of the candle, there's a probability it can start retracing. But the only thing I do know is that my stop is going to be above this previous candle. So even if it starts retracing, I have all this room. Let me bring my arrow over here. So I have all this room to play with my stop loss, you know, and if I see that if this 30-minute candle, if a 15-minute candle within this candle is closing bullish, then I can manage my trade at that point, right? So your trade management skills has to be on top. So if I see a 15-minute candle closing back in the range, I'm managing my trade, I'm taking away 50% and I'm letting the rest run, you know. So that's what it is when you're waiting for the second half to close or the first half to close. You're really looking at the 15-minute candles at that point.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning, David.
How you guys doing today?
Oh, doing amazing.
Morning.
Wow, we had a full rejection over here. At what points do you take partials and update stop loss to entry? 10 pips, I take partials. And 10 pips, I put stop loss at entry. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Where is Mac? Mac is probably tired from the stream last night. This is Bitcoin 4-hour chart. sells below this area, buys above this area. Again, you got this resistance over here, so you have to keep that in mind over here too. So maybe break this down on the 1 hour time frame and see where it can go. Breaking it down on the 1 hour time frame would be much better. Does Magic Keys have a free trial? Ask that question 2 times. It's like asking iPhone, hey guys, you have a free trial on iPhones? Oh yeah, we'll send you an iPhone and you can test it out for a week and then send it back. Yeah, right. It doesn't work like that. Hey Raja, would you take another trade pre-New York if previously you took a London, for instance, on 13 pips on gold? No. If you took a trade at pre-London and if you won a trade in pre-London, there's no reason for you to take another trade in New York session. Because what if you lose the trade, right? You've made a trade, you won a trade, so now it's your responsibility to protect that trade. You need to protect those profits. Because imagine you take a trade in London session and you lose the trade. Man, I'd feel like a dumbass. That I woke up in London session, or I woke up early in the UK to take a trade in London session, took a trade, and then I tried to take another trade in the afternoon and lost it and lost my profits. Man, I'd feel like a legit dumbass at that point. So, and not to worry, right? We're all very intelligent people here. We have around 3,500 people here in YouTube. We have almost 4,000 people altogether, and we're all very, very intelligent people. But at times, what happens is that when price is moving, when we have a lot of volume in the market, a lot of volatility in the market, and we know we shouldn't be trading, so then we start thinking about things like, and then we all start to become intelligent dumbasses. We start to see moves where we shouldn't see moves. We take entries. We overtrade sometimes. We over-risk sometimes because we think price can continue moving. But, that's where you need to have discipline and just wait. So just like we're waiting on pound yen over here for price to break above 141,700. And wow, look at that. Gold completely rejected that area we had. Wow, crazy take profit area. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Pull back to new support, clear rejection, buys above this area, sells below this area, looking good. We'll see what happens if you do break above. We're getting a lot of charts here today, so I'm not going to be able to look at all the charts. Hey sir, suppose we wait for a daily candle to close first. We might miss the big move. Yes, Mr. Sharma, we might miss the move in that sense. I wasn't confident enough to take the trades on gold. Oh, Caesar. With a smaller lot, with a smaller lot. It says, you said that you weren't confident enough to take the trade on gold. With with like a 1 cent lot. Do it with like a tiny 1 cent lot. See what happens. Yeah, next time. Okay, what's this? Supreme Timo channel. Hey, haven't been here for the beginning of the stream, but can you please tell me, this is really important to me, okay, do we need to wait for candle on the GG to close below support or just break that wick? We need, on pound yen, if you're looking for sells, we would need a candle to kind of like break below this low to continue down. At the same time, if we're looking at buys, we're waiting for price to kind of like break above this area to continue up. Man, I would want to see a break and close above this area to continue up. Can your strategy work on all time frames? Actually, you know what? It's not a strategy. It's just about reading candles. If you can read candles, these candles move the same way on your daily time frame, your 4-hour time frame, your weekly time frame. So it's all about reading candles properly. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Okay, already looked at this chart. So we got 3 minutes left for this candle to close, and we're going to see what happens here. Let's take a look at this here. This is, I was looking for GJ in that time, but wasn't sure about the trade. Wasn't enough range for next time. What should I do? Should I reduce my risk and take the trade? Yeah, you should reduce your risk and take the trade, because you got to think of it this way, right? Now, I'm sure a lot of people missed this move on pound yen up. So you have to identify certain things. Start taking a look at the time. So, like, you know, pre-London had no volume. There was no volume. Price was ranging. London Open didn't really break. Price was ranging. And when price did continue breaking, you need to ask yourself that, okay, normally we have a lot of volume in London session. If at this time we had no volume in London session and you have one candle breaking above the high right over here, you need to start asking yourself that, okay, if we're breaking above the high over here and closing above resistance, even though if this candle has no wick on the top, what's the probability that price is going to continue moving bullish? You need to keep asking that. What's the probability price will continue moving bullish? And once you know that, okay, there's a higher probability, then you're entering with a lower risk. You're having lower risk just to say that, okay, let's see if it works or not. And, like, you know, with volume, it eventually did work. So that's something you have to identify. That if we didn't have volume in the time and price was ranging, something was happening right now, right? Pre-New York, we've been ranging here in pre-New York. And slowly we're moving into New York Open in about 30 minutes. And we also have this 15-minute candle closing. So it's going to be very interesting. If this candle closes about 141,690, 141,700, then I think we're going to have some room for price to continue up towards 141,840 and 850. Then I think we're going to have some room for price to continue up towards 141,840. Oh, that's my Raja clone. Raja clone in the building.
Hey Raja.
Hey. That's it? Oh, what's this? Please help me out. What is the practical strategy for increasing the lot size after we realize that we stopped overtrading and are break even or little profits? That comes with, I think that comes with experience. You know, it comes with experience, it comes with confidence. So if you're stuck at break even and you know that your methods work or your patterns work most of the time, I think slowly you're going to start increasing your lot sizes. You know, let's say if price is breaking up over here, and this is not the ideal trade to increase your lot size over here at this point. But I think let's say that you're trading a pattern, you know, that has been working for, let's say, 6 times out of 10. You know, and the next time when that pattern happens, then naturally you're going to start increasing your lot sizes. You know, so of course when you're winning trades, you know which trades work for you more often than not, right? So those are going to be situations where you're increasing your lot sizes. Let's say if this candle closes bullish and the next candle starts moving up, that's going to be a trade you're going to take with much more confidence, and that way you're going to have a bigger lot size. So let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame here. Now this is a very delicate situation here, because we have 30-minute candles closing below support over here, resistance here. This close below, close below, close below, close below. This is breaking up. This is breaking up, but we don't know whether this will close above or it's going to close below. We don't know that, right? So what's going to be a better thing to do is going to be to wait for this 15-minute candle to close above, and then anticipate the next one to continue up. Because we have these wicks here to the left hand side. Even though it's breaking the high over here, we have these wicks over here. So we don't know whether this candle is going to break up or break down. So we have to wait over here. What do you think? This good entry based on time frame 4 hour? Yeah, I think it's good. You have this 4 hour candle closing above the previous one, and you have clean candles here to the left hand side, so it's pretty good. It's really good. So these candle confirmations, they happen on all time frames, 4 hour, daily, 30-minute, 1 hour. Oh, it looks like some messages are being repeated here on Zoom. All right, let's go to the very end. Let's see here. So gold did close below 1859. So theoretically and technically speaking, it should continue moving bearish, but we're more concentrated on pound yen over here because we've been ranging for pre-New York. We're moving into close to New York Open over here. And we're going to see if we get a candle closing above to continue up or not. Very delicate situation here. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, hey, there's a 4 hour resistance. 4 hour and daily resistance here. Did you just ignore that, or you're expecting price to push up with volume? Yeah, we're expecting price to push up with volume. That's what we're anticipating. We're anticipating price to push up through volume, through these wicks, and continue on towards 141.850. Can you explain how do you determine your bias sometimes? The look to alike, like waiting for support and take a buy, or wait for resistance to take a sell? Well, the bias over here is bullish, right? Because overall we're moving up. If you look at the chart, we're moving from the bottom left to the top right, so it's bullish bias. But we don't have any things on the chart that will confirm our bias, right? And the only thing that's going to confirm my bullish bias is going to be if we get this 15-minute candle to close above this resistance. If I can get a candle to close above this resistance, then my bullish bias is going to be confirmed, and then we can take a buy and anticipate price to continue up towards 141.850. But if we don't get a candle closing above, then there's no confirmations for the bullish bias. And if we get a break below 141.530, then the bias is going to change from bullish to bearish, because then we're breaking support for price to continue down. So as this 15-minute candle is forming, we want it to close above this area and then see what's going to happen. Because if this can close above this area, we can have a stop below this 15-minute candle and anticipate it to continue bullish. That would be a very, very good move. And as we come into the second half of the 15-minute candle, I think that's going to be I think that'll be like risky impulse entries with lower risk to anticipate price to move up. Because if it's coming in the second half of the candle, second half of this 15-minute candle would mean that, okay, now there's a higher probability for price to continue the momentum from London session and moving into the New York session to continue bullish. Your JPY is still ranging at this point. Hey Raja, which pairs correlate with GJ? Like if we take a trade on GJ, what other pair can go along with it? Nothing. Nothing can go along with it. So if you're focused on GJ, you're focused on GJ. Just like we're focused on pound yen over here. Signal is slow now. Yeah, signal is very slow now. Signal is cooking over here for price to continue bullish. Can you tell me which type of chart shows only open and close? I don't need high and low wicks. Please reply me. Thank you. I'm not sure which chart shows the open and close. I think that's the Renko chart. Could be the Renko chart. See, if someone entered buys on pound yen over here, right? And if your stops are below this candle, now there's one thing, right? Whoever entered buys, I'm expecting that the buys were taken with a lower risk, with a lower lot position. Those buys were taken. The reason why a lower lot trade, because these buys were taken before the candle is closing, and these buys are taken when we don't have confirmation that we're closing above. Unless the only confirmation we have is that we're in the second half of the 15-minute candle, and now the probability is increasing for price to continue bullish. That's the only confirmation we have. You know, but as this candle starts to close in 7 minutes, I think it's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bullish still. Gold is coming back up in this range over here now after that move down over here. Hey Raja, what's this buzz about Earth 2? Just want to know your opinions. I have no idea about Earth 2. Is that like a new planet they discovered? Didn't they discover a lot of other planets where we can never go to? They discovered this gigantic Earth 2. But it says, oh, but the sad thing is we will never be able to get there. Probably in the next 500 years. That's what they said. Well, geez, that helps me a lot. Hey, Raja, I'm from India. We don't have many brokers. My broker spread is 2 pips. Can I still be profitable? Yes, you can still be profitable. Man, I knew a guy who used to scalp pound yen. No, he used to scalp gold with a 4 pip spread. I knew a guy, yeah, with a 4 pip spread, man. That's huge. 4 pip spread. That's like 2 years ago when gold wasn't even moving that much. All right, the 15-minute candle is about to close in about 7 minutes. In this situation, would you look at the 5-minute during the second half of the 15-minute? Related to what? Related to being in a trade? Because if you're in a trade at this point, your stops are below this 15-minute candle over here. Below this candle. Can I ask you a non-related to GJ question? On TradingView, BTC is moving, but on my MetaTrader 4, my BTC is not moving during weekends. Any reason why? One reason is because maybe the broker has not allowed trading on BTC during the weekend. That's the only reason I see why it's not moving. Was the 1-hour support from GJ a strong confirmation? No, that wasn't the confirmation. The confirmation was as we started breaking the high over here and we started breaking the high over here. That was the confirmation. But now this candle is coming down to close in 4 minutes. So the only thing I encourage people to do, if you're gonna take trades, or if you're gonna like take on some ideas to take on trades, the only thing I want you to do is to manage risk. Right? Do not risk more than what you want to risk, and always manage risk. Always make sure that if you're risking, let's say $50 on a trade, always make sure that you lose less than $50. That's the only thing I caution people about, right? Because if you can manage risk in that way, you're keeping your losses small all the time. And when you can keep your losses small, man, your winners are going to look bigger either way. Because like when we have these live streams, sometimes people can copy trades and they take the same trades, so managing risk is really important. I think a 15-minute candle close out of the range and buy on the retest of the start of the new 15-minute candle, yeah, that can work as well. But just because I know GJ, sometimes it has a lot of volume and sometimes it doesn't do retests. So we're moving into New York Open here slowly, and I think we can continue moving up here. Where are you from? Wix don't lie. Canada. If this 15-minute candle closes above the range, would you take an entry? No, entries were right here when I pointed it out for it to continue up. So we're going to see what happens. Okay, let's take a look over here. Can you please explain where your resistance line 141.845 came from? Looking left, I didn't see anything for a while. I had to go through the daily chart. Yeah, if you go to the 4-hour chart, you can see it at 141.840. Look on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, you'll see it. Still waiting over here. Please be my mentor. I have been trading price action for some months and I'm still not making profits. Well, I'm your mentor over here. If you're in the YouTube gulag over here, I'm your mentor here every morning from 6:30 to 9 a.m. And if you listen to us, you're going to be a little bit profitable, you know. And the only thing you need to act upon is to just focus on 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. We called out 1 trade on gold sells earlier on, and now this is the 2nd trade we're calling out on pound yen for price to continue bullish. And I think there's a very good reason price should continue moving bullish. I honestly have a problem. I do not overtrade, but my issue is over risking. I am in steep drawdown in my account. I find it difficult not over risking as a result of discipline. Crying. Professor Emmy. Yeah, I think I don't know where this over risking. I think over risking comes from having smaller accounts. You know, sometimes, you know, I've seen people who can afford $100 account or $200 account, $500 account. You know, I think some people, they trade way too low for their own good. You know, like if let's say someone is well off, you know, if let's say someone can afford a $5,000 account, if someone can afford a $2,000 account, they're going to start with a $500 account. So they'll be more prone to over risking that account because in their mind, 500 is just going to be, it's just 500. Even if I lose it, that's totally fine. You know, so some people trade way too small. You know, so you have to trade something you're comfortable with and also something that keeps you on the edge of your seat. You know, because when I first started, I started with a $200 account, and for me that was whatever. You know, I blew it in like about a week, and then I started with $1,000. For me, $1,000 there was like, okay, this is $1,000. So I took it a little bit seriously, you know, and as it got better, I started increasing my deposits, but I didn't increase them to a point that if I lose it, I'm going to be crying, and I didn't even make them small enough to say that, okay, if I lose it, whatever. I kept it to a point where even if I had a losing trade, I'd be like, oh shit, I had a losing trade. Okay, let's see what could we have done better in this trade. You know, so a lot of times people trade way too small for their own good. You know, so then you run into over trading and over risking, and it's just bad at that point. So the 15-minute candle has closed bullish over here. We're slowly moving into a New York Open. I think at this stage, man, I think we should continue moving up towards 141.850. I mean, if the entries were around 141, 713, 720, 820 is right over here. That's going to be around 10 pips, and then we got more like 3-4 pips going into the range at 141.850. Should we trail our stops on GJ? Probably not. Leave it where they are. And once this 15-minute candle starts moving into the 141.800 level, then probably bring your stops below this 15-minute candle over here. Gold is back in this range over here now, being difficult. Your JPY is also in this range here. This is just garbage range over here. First time here on the stream, not bad. A lot of good info. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. But how could a valid entry be taken on GJ? We have to wait for a candle to close beyond the range, right? Yes. As I mentioned before, this was the entry which I pointed out earlier on, and this was only due to experience and seeing it happen a lot of times. This entry right over here at 141.713. It was only called out because of experience, because price was breaking up. We had volume in. We're moving into New York Open when there's a lot of volume, so that's why the entry was identified right over here. So there was no entry based on candle closing, because you can see where candle closed, right? Candle closed all the way above this range over here. So this was based on experience and something that we've seen before in the charts. So if someone's looking for entry right now, I think it's going to be a little bit risky because the candle has a little wick over here. But if you do take an entry, your stop is going to be way below this wick right over here. So instead of taking a risky trade at this point, it's going to be better to just watch it play out. Just watch it play out to see if it really does continue up or not.
Hey Raja, this is Jeffrey. How's it going?
Hey Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm good. My trade from this morning, I've got a small runner left from 141.25. It's a swing one, I know, but do you think, it can continue until 141.95?
Yeah, sure. Because if we broke above 141.700, then now you just want price to stay above 141.700. Because if it stays above 141.700, then there's a high probability it's going to continue on towards 141.850. And then it needs to break above 141.850 to go further up. Yeah, so now we're just kind of waiting over here. So I think this target we had is pretty valid up over here. Do you ever trade 1-minute charts? No 1-minute charts. We don't trade 1-minute charts. Hey Raja, so say there was no volume in the market today. How would you say it'll be advisable to enter the trade? Either on the retracement or once the resistance is broken. Now, you got to ask that question to yourself again. If there was no volume, why would price break a zone? Right? If there was no volume, then there was no trade for you. Because we need volume for price to break a zone. And you said if there was no volume, how would we take a trade? We would not take a trade because then there will be no breakouts. Would it be a good idea to take a buy on GJ at 141.720 if price comes back down to stop loss below a 15-minute time frame? Yeah, that could be pretty good too. That's pretty good, 141.720, anticipating price to continue on.
Hey, Raja.
Hey, Hendrik.
Hi. I just joined last was 2 weeks ago, I think, and you were just talking about account sizes. What do you think is a good percentage of your like for an account size? Like if you, I don't know, make a certain amount of money, do you think it should be a percentage of that or of your total money or cash that you have? Do you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be much better on what you can afford to lose, right? Let's say if you have, let's say, for example, someone has $10,000 in savings, you know, so maybe if they start their account with $1,000, you know, or like $2,000, you know, something that you lose and you'll be like, okay, you know what, it's okay. Like it hasn't really affected me a lot. So yeah, so that's something
Okay.
you'll have to figure out.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Man, there was this one person. He said that he got laid off from his job. He got severance pay. His severance pay was like 40,000. He deposited 30,000 in algo, and in 4 days, the algo kind of like brought his investment down to 50%. And he's like, "What should I do now?" I'm like, "Why? Why would you put 30,000 and lose 15,000, and now you have 15,000 left from your severance pay? That severance pay is supposed to take you till the end of the year, you know, and you lost in 4 days. I mean, man. So, you know, so that's not going to be a good idea to do, you know. So whenever you're putting money on an investment or even in your trade, like your trading account is your like your investment, you know. So even if you have money on your trading account, always put the amount that you're okay to lose. So if you lose it, you'll be like, okay, you know what? That's fine. I can live with it. But come on, man. Shit, man. Some people just go full margin on these accounts.
Hey, Raja, it's Kevin from Australia again. The boys are here. They're signing up tonight. Like, they absolutely love. So it's tonight.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, the YouTube
Yeah.
streams is gonna really help a lot.
Yeah, nah, sorry, like, I'll keep it quiet this time as well. So the boys are like, I got a bit carried away yesterday, but yeah, no, thank you so much for like taking the time as well. Like, yeah, I really appreciate it. So now the boys are signing up, so you're gonna have probably about 30 dudes signing up right now because they really like what you're doing.
Yeah, brother, not a problem. Are you guys still
no,
playing rugby with the masks on, or no?
Oh
Like, what's
man,
going
no,
on?
we're not playing mask, man. The off season is absolutely killing us in Australia, man. Like I spewed like in the off season that they're absolutely drilling us at the moment. So
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah, but they're pretty good though, man. Like the thing is that we have to go to certain hotels, so we don't mix with people. We don't do that. So it's summer down here. So
Nice.
yeah. No, all good, Raj. Look, I'll let you go. No, I'm still here, but like the boys are here. They're a bit shy.
All right, man.
They come up. Yeah, not too easy, man.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem.
Not too easy, man. But
Yeah, I remember when I did the first live stream. Oh man, what pressure that was. All right, I don't even know what the first live stream looked like. I think it was like 3 years ago on Twitch when we had like 30 people on. When we got to 50 people, I was like, oh, we have 50 people over here. Oh shit, the nerves, the anxiety. Yeah, now we got 4,000 people. It doesn't really matter a lot now. What was working for me best regarding account size was to start with the partial of your whole panned account. So for example, you have 1,500, you will start with 500 and then you top it up to $100 a month every month. Yeah, that's good too. Like, you know, sometimes when you want to start with a smaller amount, and once you start to get consistent with it, then you want to start increasing the amount slowly.
Hey Raja.
Hey.
Yeah. If the 15-minute break is home low, would you take like some risk off?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, because if you look at the 5-minute time frames here, the 5-minute candles are closing with the weak bullish candles, right? Which means the volume is dying here for price to move up. So once we start breaking the low over here, which will be the 15-minute low here as well, then you could say, okay, like, you know what, now this is the time to take some risk off of the position. So that's true. But since 5 minute is a weak confirmation time frame, we can't manage risk based on 5 minute candles closing. We can only manage them once, you're right, once the 15 minutes start breaking its own low over here. But seems like we're still good. It didn't really break the low. I just closed my buy just because of these stupid closes on the 15 minute. Oh, what do you mean? 15 minute hasn't even closed yet. This still look pretty good. Looks like you got scared because of the 5 minute over here. Come on, man. Shit, son. You got scared because of the 5 minute. Yeah, you gotta wait for this candle to break down over here.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. The volume is not there yet. I would like to see a pullback on GBP JPY before taking any entries, you know.
Kervin, in 2021, you know what I've noticed? I've noticed your confidence has gotten lower since this year started.
No, I'm just trying to get the most I can on any trade.
No, you got older.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got older too. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Right now, you'd have been taking 20 trades.
Nah, but the way the volume is right now on GBP JPY, I don't have this confidence to take an impulsive buy because the hourly candle is about to close. So I want to see this 1 hour candle living a week to the upside before taking any trade. You see how it's rejecting that because to the left, the daily has a certain key level around 780. So I don't want to be caught on that trade. I don't trust this setup, to be honest. We had a holiday yesterday on Jen, so last night from Asian session, basically in London sessions, GBP just started to rally. So today I'm expecting a correction to that price with New York session. Yeah, I don't trust it so far.
Correction below 141, like what area are you looking at?
I'm looking for a pullback to retest 141.500, to be honest.
Okay.
If we get the rejection with the next hourly candle on that area, and then I will take buys later on around 850, 830, 845, somewhere like that. But right now, it's too early for me on this 4 hour candle. It's too early.
We had a deep liquidity over here. I think sells are going to be much better below this area. You're right.
Yeah.
Raja, I don't think going off what Kerwin was just saying, I don't like the range really here. I had a really big daily zone. I like this 15-minute close like this in the break of the high, but I think the daily is just risky where it's at because it can reject any time. So it's like, maybe we can pull up to like that 1 hour zone or like that top wick, but a little risky for me.
See, all this area right over here, this is what I was expecting price to jump into. Like all these rejection areas here to the left hand side.
Yeah.
This whole zone. So if we start rejecting here, that's totally fine because if someone's looking for selling ideas, great selling ideas are going to be below 141, 530, 520, something we mentioned earlier, because then this is a range over here. You know, it's like a 14, 15 pip range. But if you break below this area 141, 530, then you have a cleaner room to like drop down over here.
Yeah. In a perfect world, we'll have a pullback toward the support that we just left from pre-New York. So basically the previous support on the hourly candle. So right now the volume is not there. I'm aware that we can reject 141.800 at any given point. If anybody got these buys from the bottom of this range, it's awesome. But for me, it's a no taking any trade right now.
So if I'm not confident enough to trade bigger than 50-cent lot, then it's not smart to add more money. Yes, then it's not smart to add more money at all. We had a nice trade on gold here earlier for price to continue down. We got this move down curve in.
Yeah, I saw that.
18 to 20 pips.
Yeah, those 20 pips were easy. Really nice.
So started with Cash App. I put my Uber money in it until bill was due in 3 months. I made $150. Put it in Webull for long term. Am I on the right track? I have no idea how you're making money from Cash App and Uber. I have no idea what you're doing with Webull. So if you think your money is getting bigger that way, then I think that's good. So it's below 141. Let's do 520.
Yeah, that would work. Because right now, if we break the 700 area, where the price is right now, it's gonna start dipping to retest the low of the range.
Yes.
And then this 15-minute candle just creating a fake out, you know. If anybody is holding buys, I will say just have your stop loss around 141, 650. If you got it from the bottom side of the range. Other than that, I mean, it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it.
Hey Raja, do you prefer to usually anticipate volume coming into the market at certain times, or do you like to see the actual candles printing with a large amount of volume? I like to see volume coming in at certain times. If you look at the time right now, this is New York Open at this point, and this candle closed bullish. I was hoping this candle to stay bullish so we can continue up, but you know, it closed bearish. It's coming down over here. So once we start breaking below this area, then you know, this move up would be a fake out. And it looks like we didn't get that bullish move going up.
I don't know if it's my internet or your internet, but sometimes when I start drawing the shapes and all the stuff on the chart, it has a delay. And that happens since you moved to the new house. What's going on?
Oh.
Yeah. For the same internet as Mac?
It's Rogers.
Rogers internet.
Yeah, we don't have good internet over here.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, in our old place we had 500 Mbps. And, and here we have 50 Mbps.
No way.
Yeah, 50 Mbps.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. But hey, like, you know, like we can stream good. Yeah. We can like moving to 50 Mbps. I realized that I can do the same things that I was doing with the 500 Mbps. There's no change at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it hasn't affected the 4K video?
Nothing.
The high definition? No?
Nothing. Okay. We watch 4K videos while we stream. My son watches his iPad at the same time. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have Shaw over here. We only have Bell. Your JPY is still ranging. Gold is slowly coming back down over here. You know, since we're coming back down in this range on GJ, I think the only thing is, I think by NYSE open, we can start breaking below 141.530. Was really hoping for price to continue up over here, but I guess these candles rejected that area.
Other than that, Raja, if we get a pullback, like a decent pullback towards support retest, and then with the hourly candle we'll start leaving that area, man, it's gonna be a nice move because at that time we're gonna have liquidity, and then that liquidity grab is gonna drive the price toward basically 142.
Kerwin, your mic.
My mic?
Yeah. Oh
yes.
Right now? It's better now?
No.
No, there's still some. Could this be a fake breakout in GJ? Yes.
Static.
Okie dokie. What about now, Mac?
It's okay, man.
All
No, it's
right.
perfect.
Awesome. So no, Raja, I was saying that if we get a decent pullback on this trade on GBP/JPY toward that area support, maybe 141,600, and we start rejecting from there with the hourly candle, it's gonna be a nice move toward 14200 because 142, because at that point we're gonna have that liquidity grab from the 600 area. You know, and the retest is done. So at that point, you may get a nice push in the last 30 minutes of the 4-hour candle from 8:30. But other than that, it's gonna start trading inside this range. It's a small range. So yeah. Basically, this is what I want to say. This is your new support. So, candle coming toward this area right here.
You only think it's gonna go that deep?
Yeah.
Only that deep?
Yeah, because if we break that area, then it's gonna go even deeper. We're gonna
we might reach
53 and then so on.
Probably
but basically,
500.
Yeah, but the structure I wanna see is something like that. You know, something like this. Start pushing away from that area. With the last two 15-minute candle of the hour.
With the 8 a.m. open?
Yeah, that's basically the structure I want to see.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey there, Kervin. I wanted to ask you something. Price plays the way you were talking about. You know, the last 15 minutes of the hour moves in a bullish trend or bullish movement. Usually, how much will you risk in this kind of setup? How much will you risk?
Same, 1 to 2%, depending on my entry, basically. And you know, but yeah, if you have this bullish bias, you know, from the daily candle. So at this point, 30-minute candle is not gonna define the trend is changing. So if you have a retest towards support and the 15-30 minute candles start turning bullish, you can go for it with confidence because you're basically trading with the trend. So at that point, yeah, you can risk 1%. It's easy.
Right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is entered when 30 minute candle closed above resistance over here. Close 50% at -5. Maybe send this to my Slack. Maybe send it on Slack, and I'm going to take a look at this later on. All right. Took a pivot trade on gold because price is just ranging. And with the formation of wicks, there isn't volume, but can you take a look? So you take a pivot trade on gold because price is ranging. Entry as the 2100, candle close below, close 80% at 22 pips. Yeah, it's good. You played because of volume here, and it worked out. It's good. But I would never take this trade in a live environment though, because there was a lot of uncertainty over here, a lot of wicks over here. So I wouldn't necessarily take those kind of trades. It seems like we are coming down over to 1855 here, most likely. Do you know any pair familiar to GJ? Probably. Here's the thing. The only reason I trade GJ in New York session is because, pound yen has a lot of volume due to the pound, because pound has a lot of volume. And the yen is closed at this time. So that's the reason when I choose pound yen to trade at this time, I know that pound yen is only being affected by the pound, and that's about it. But if you look at something like, let's say we look at something like pound dollar. Right, let's take a look at pound dollar. Oh, a lot of analysis over here. Let's go to the 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart. Let's remove all analysis. So if we look at pound dollar, we know that pound dollar is not only being influenced by the pound, but it's also being influenced by the dollar. So for pound dollar to move, you'll need one currency to be really, really strong, and you need one currency to be really, really weak. That's when you get this range to move. So if you look right over here, we're just in this range of, this is a 27 pip range. Pound dollar has a bigger range than pound yen. Damn, didn't know that. So we have this resistance all the way up over here. All right, what's this? So to answer that question, there's really no other pairs that are familiar to GJ. There are no pairs that are familiar to each other. It's like people. You find a person, and if you go and try to find someone who looks kind of like them, it's not gonna happen. So there are no pairs that are the same. Every pair is completely different than other pair. We have this false notion of the idea that if you're going to trade, let's say, so what I used to do was in the past, I used to trade USD JPY, dollar yen, and I would trade it based on where gold will be moving, and that did not work at all for me. So if you want to trade pound yen, you focus on pound yen. If you want to focus on, dollar yen, you focus on dollar yen. So with terms of volatility, you have your JPY is volatile, you have pound, dollar is volatile, you have pound, AUD is volatile.
Quick question, Rakeel.
Yeah.
I know we're like in this range, and it would not be smart to trade around this range, but as we're breaking this 30-minute low, just to catch at least 10 pips down to 600. Well, a little lower than that.
Oh, yeah, but To me, it's not enough range over here.
Right.
To me, it's not enough range at all. I mean, it's not. I'd rather want to take a sell below 141.540, so I have a much cleaner range. I could take that trade with confidence. I know Mac was about to take that sell. See, here's the thing. It can work out. It can work, but it's not enough range. From a discipline perspective, it's not enough range at all.
He's not about to take it. He already took that trade.
No.
Now his brain had.
No.
Yeah, yes. Look at it.
No.
He's biting his nails too right now.
No. Nails are free.
It's very predictable.
But like
risky Mac.
If I was taking a sell, I'd take sells below 141.500.
Yeah.
This area here. Because one, it's going to look good. Second, it's going to be easier to explain. Because if I take a sell in this range, right over here, and I go till like till over here 8 pips, 9 pips, and someone asks me, "Oh, Raja, but you said don't trade over here," and then I'll say,
You gotta explain it.
Yeah, then it's not. I mean, I have to follow my own rules. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, you have this baby mama right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That big baby mama over there.
It's a baby mama. What's wrong with you, man?
Hey, what do you think of this trade I found today? It's like you found a needle in a haystack. Let's take a look over here. Enter trade after the resistance was broken. Very nice. 70% at 17 pips. Beautiful. Yeah, this is actually very good. Oh, there goes gold down to support over here. 1855. Ooh. 1855. Damn, son. See, I thought this move would bring us down to 1855, but it didn't. It came later on with New York Open. Now the question is, are we going to break below this area and continue down or not? Because this is now we're reaching a support. Why is gold dropping with GJ? I think some news came out. No, not really. There's no news that came out. It's just normal movement of gold, and GJ is not dropping. GJ is just moving slowly here. It's about to close back in this range, so this would be a fake out over here. Vijay Parambil. Oh, looks like we got a signal provider here in the YouTube chat. Update. Hold your position long with stop loss at 141.620. Trend line and pole and flag pattern, my view. Okay. And then he has emoticons that look like this. They're like, hold it, hold positions. Can you take a look at this entry over here? Enter on the break of the low, anticipating price to close bearish because of second half. Entry on break of the low over here for price to continue down. I think it's good. What's this, gold? Yeah, it looks like you did reach target down at 1855. It's good. We broke below support and continued down. So this worked out perfectly. That's where the support was formed. The second one. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to go get some coffee time.
Hey Kevin, are you looking for sales on gold?
No, not to be honest. No, I would like to get a pullback, and like it's happening right now, 1850, 1854, and because we have a small support in that area, and then if we start rejecting that price and candles start forming bullish on the 5 minutes, I will take buys to retest 1864.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gold sales may play really nice, but is at this point is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a clean move above 1865 as well, all the way up to. Well, we've got a big candle.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Only if we get the break from that area, from where the price is right now, if you get a break from that area, yeah, you may dip down on gold. But other than that, we should respect 1853.
Mm-hmm.
It's just dangerous.
Whoa. Jeez, gold did did drop. Damn. There goes your retest.
My question here would be, how could anybody caught this move on gold?
At the break of that previous 15?
Also, but at that point, stop loss will be 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, like at 1860.
Yeah.
But right at the break of that 15 wick, the previous one, right at 1857, around there, that would have been perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Yo, dead.
Are you streaming tonight, Mac?
Yes, I am streaming tonight. Yes, sir.
Gold is dropping.
What time do you stream, Mac?
At 7 p.m. Eastern till 9:30.
We'll just taking everybody out.
GJ is teasing you. Why is GJ teasing you? GJ is so predictable. You know what I do now on GJ? I look at the high time frames like more often, like the 4 hour, and I start seeing when it starts to range in the 4 hour, and see how big the range is. And based on that, I'll take a trade or not.
The gold is continuing down.
I'm not sure if this is if it's good, but if you drop into the 1 minute, when the 1 minute broke the previous bullish 1 minute formed, you had like 15 pips from there. If you took us on the break of the 1 minute, you had like 15 pips.
Yeah, 1856. 1855.
Yeah, that one.
These fallbacks in gold are insane.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wow, man. You guys probably talked about this gold sells.
No, we actually didn't. We just saw it.
Wow, this is nuts. What was this?
I just took a trade.
Wow, this is crazy. Came straight down over here. What caused this move down? Was this the top wick on the weekly candle to continue down here? That's what I was anticipating. But when the week started, we moved down first and then we moved up. So looking at the daily is also rejecting that level. But the thing is now, whether this daily is going to close like a weak bullish candle or how is it going to close? Because if it closes with a weak bullish candle, then there's a probability tomorrow's daily candle can continue down. And I think that's going to play well with the, they're trying to increase the stimulus in the US to $2,000. So if they do that, plus if the vaccines start rolling out, so that should really push gold down. Can an explanation be given on how to measure and read pip count on gold? Yeah, it's pretty simple. If gold moves by $1, that's 10 pips. So you got to calculate $1, right? If gold moves from 1850 to 1851, that's 10 pips. This is our support down here, 1843, as price is coming down. Isn't it less stressful to trade breakouts on 4-hour time frame with bigger profits, or is it harder to play out? See, those things can also play out. And when we talk about stress, right, you need to talk about how or why you're getting the stress. You know, why you're getting so stressful. Are you taking a lot of trades, or what are you doing? Oh, look at that, pound yen also reversed over here. Are you taking a lot of trades? Are you, like, you know, over risking or over trading? Like, why are you getting stressed? You know, like, what's the reason for your stress? So we had this zone where at 850. So 850 is still on the table. 141, 850. But whatever buys there were, those buys basically either got stopped out or guys closed that break even. So there was no way to hold that. I mean, the 5-minute candle went straight up towards this minor resistance here. So we're not sure whether it's going to continue moving up to fill this wick and continue on or not. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is NZD USD. Buy when price break above this resistance. Okay, you got clean candles here to the left hand side, so that makes sense. And sell below this support. Yes. I like this, Martin. I like this idea. This breakdown. This is for the Gulag. GJ 1 minute chart. Oh, nice. It's for the Gulag. Hey Raja, after the strong move down on gold, can you do a quick analysis on gold again? Yeah, let's do this. Let's remove all the analysis on gold. Let's go to the 4 hour. And what we see is, obviously we see this resistance up over here. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. We can see, the only thing we need to see is now, we had the support formed at 1855, right? Price broke the support, and as price is coming down, now we need to identify if price is coming down, where's the next support? And the next support we see is obviously at 1843, but at the same time there's some rejections over here as well, right? And we don't know where price is going to reject unless we wait for it to close, because if you look on the 30-minute time frame, this is a support right over here, right? So this was a support being held yesterday. Well, yeah, last night around 1849.50, and if this 30-minute candle has closed above the support, we can bounce and do a little bit of a retracement and then maybe continue down to retest this low. Because we broke below this support we had, and we came down to the next support over here. So selling here would be extremely tricky because we're at the support area at this point. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we are at that support over there. So it's going to be pretty risky to sell unless we take a look on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, we'll need to break below this area to identify the continuation move down. But if we don't, then there could be a little retracement over here. I'm trying to heal from my losses, not taking trades at the moment. LOL. Yeah, looks like you took some solid losses. Trying to heal from the losses. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. This is gold 5-minute chart. Oh, nice. As soon as this candle closed bearish, I opened sells. 50% taken at 15 pips, the rest taken out at TP. Oh, wow, beautiful. This went all the way now. Ted's comments yesterday on looking at the 5-minute for entries with confirmation and high time frame gives me confidence for the setup. Amazing. So you learned something from the stream yesterday. That's absolutely beautiful. And the same thing we can see happening right over here. Even though we cannot see this on the 15-minute time frame, we can see it on the 5-minute over here. This candle is about to close in 1 minute. And if this candle closes, and if the next 5-minute candle starts breaking the low, and there's a lot of volume in gold, then I think we can continue moving down. Only the next candle, not this one, the next one. Looks pretty decent over here, kind of like yesterday. Ooh, someone took a panic trade here. Oh, nice. You got the same trade here, panic trade. We got 20 seconds left, 27 seconds left. First target should be 1846, and then all the way down towards 1843, 1844. Oh, there we go. 5-minute candle close bearish. Yeah, now it should have volume here for price to continue down, as long as it stays below the high of the 5-minute time frame there. This is almost kind of like the same scenario that happened yesterday. Basically, you have your stops up over here, and you're anticipating price to stay below this area. And once we start breaking these lows over here, we can start to continue moving down. This is the same scenario that happened yesterday. But if it happened yesterday, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again, because there's always probabilities, right? Let's take a look at this chart in the meanwhile. This is execute buys over here, close half positions when it breaks the 15-minute low over here. So this is no trade. This is right over here. Yeah, so I guess whenever you take a loss, always look to see how you could have had a second entry. You know, how you could have taken a second trade or second execution at that point. I hate scam. Who loves scam? No one loves scam. My trading account is ranging for 1 month. How do we break it? If your trading account has been ranging for 1 month, I think you need to take a look at if you're taking any losses, what can you do to reduce your losses? That's something you need to realize at that point, right? So if your trading account is ranging or you're making like, break-even trades, you're not really going anywhere, just take a look at your losses, right? Don't take a look at your winners. Don't focus on how you can make your winners bigger. Winners will get bigger over time. But the only thing you can control now are your losses. Take a look at your losses and see how can you make your losses smaller. Because when you can focus on making your losses smaller, automatically your trading account will start to go in profit slowly. Right, so that's what you gotta look at this point. That's what I do too. Every time when I'm taking trades, I'm always making sure to see how can I make my losses smaller, because we can't make our winners bigger. Winners are going to stay whatever they are for a little while, but we can control our losses all the time. Don't screw up your lot size by entering some 10 times by mistake would be a good start. Been there, done that. Yeah, that's true. Like another thing, I was reading that there on the presidential inauguration date, there's going to be something big happening. I don't know if that's a rumor or I don't know if that's planned, but it was something I read on Instagram, and I'm not sure how legitimate the news sources on Instagram. So we'll see. They were talking about, like statewide protests in all 50 states. I think it should be pretty good for the markets. Could provide a lot of volatility here to the markets.
This guy.
Well, yeah, obviously, right? Like when they raided the White House, you remember gold dropped that day. Before that day, gold dropped in New York session, and when they started raiding the White House, gold started retracing even quicker. Because it started going up because the White House was in trouble. We got Bobby Axelrod over here. We're all Bobby Axelrods, man. We're all like as a trader, you count on these fundamental uncertainties, because these fundamental uncertainties, they bring volume in the market. And when there's volume in the market, you have an opportunity to make money. So whatever uncertainties there are in the world, we like them because that's what makes us money. Some may say, oh, it's ethically wrong. Yeah, but, there are a lot of things that are... Like banning Trump from social media is wrong.
Oh, man.
All right. So GJ did not give any confirmations for sells at this point. I'm sure we all can agree on that. There were no confirmation for sells on GJ at this point, because there was no candle that closed back in the range. After this move up, it's just been a total mess. Please tell me difference between binary and Forex. Binary is banned in a lot of places and Forex is not banned in a lot of places. Biggest difference. So this candle is about to close over here, and now we would need a break of the low over here, because this candle is closing like a minor bullish candle on the 5 minutes. So you need a break of this low over here at this time for it to continue down. If you don't get that break, then it's going to be very difficult to say that price is going to continue down.
GJ.
Right, so we called 2 trades here today. Gold sells 20 pips and GJ buys -3 pips. Someone mentioned in the gulag, why didn't I mention GJ loss? There you go. All right, there we go. Gold is breaking the low over there. Now we should continue all the way down towards 1844. This is also the close of the 4-hour candle here as well. Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, so you took that trade, Roger? No?
This should continue curving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Damn, Daniel. This 4-hour candle, man. Come on.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Jeez.
So
33 pips in 1 minute candle.
yeah, so all this we learned yesterday in the yesterday's stream, looking at the 5-minute when Ted was breaking them down. So, you know, we mentioned you have your stop up over here. You can probably have your stops at break even. You can secure profits at this point, and you can let the rest run to 1844 even as it's coming down over here. How big was this? This was like 40 pips over here. Very nice, solid move. Solid move. Well done, Raja Banks. Beautiful.
Thank you very much for today, team. Thank you kindly.
All right, man.
Take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take care.
Stay safe, stay strong.
So Gulag, if you guys took this trade here as well on gold, just give a like on the stream once another time and subscribe to the channel. Oh, we already have 750 likes over here. Oh, damn.
Damn.
Crazy.
Let's go for 1,000.
Let's go for 1,000. So
Get
second.
1,000.
Wow, man, can't wait for my platform to be up. I'm missing all these nice moves over here. Call the 40 pip gold move, 20 pip gold move, and minor loss in GJ. Super clean. And GJ is just ranging over here, struggling.
Yeah, man. This is G.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. Smashed through 1844. See this? Even the 30-minute candle, even though the 30-minute candle closed above support, we looked at the smaller time frames because, you know, like as Kervin says and Ted says and everyone else says, like, it's good to see volatility on smaller time frames. And we can see how this candle closed with a small body candle. We waited for the break of the low over here. More confirmations came in and boom, straight down. So simple, no problem at all. Oh, nice. We broke the TP on 1,000 likes as well. Nice.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Good luck, people.
Just 1-2p and then come back and gold drop.
Yeah. It was a very nice call over here. 50 pips over here.
Do you think what from a news or something like this? Okay.
I can't find anything that's going to correlate directly with the US dollar. The only thing I can look at is just regular price movement on gold because, you know, gold has had a lot of volume here recently. I mean, if you look at the 5-minute candles, they're all like 20 pips, 30 pips, you know. So the only thing I can see is just from technical perspective, we had this candle closing whatever, we had this bullish candle closing not giving us confirmations we're going to go down, but this is also like strong support on the 30-minute time frame. So we had this candle close below support, increasing our opportunity for price to continue down. So sells were called when this candle closed, stops were up over here, this candle closed with a minor small body over here, and next one just continued down as we come to the close of this hour here.
Well done.
Yeah, it was very nice. Someone said Trump dropped his breakfast, which is why gold fell. I'm not sure how that's going to prop up the US dollar, but what time do these sessions start? We start at 6:30 a.m. So it's been almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. So if someone's looking to learn something on the 5-minute time frames, Watch the stream from yesterday when gold fell. Hey, can you give me your opinion on this chart? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is... Oh, this is the monthly chart. Okay, let's take a look at this monthly chart over here. Historic low, price failing to break this low, bullish candle forming in March. We wait for a breakout. Price at key level looking for a breakout, resulting in order cancellation and liquidity grab in this zone, which is why we see small candles and dip in volume. Yeah, I think you need to zoom in here a little bit and kind of see what's going on over here. So let's take a look at that. So let's break this down based on the monthly, right? Let's remove all analysis. Let's go towards the monthly time frame. And let's zoom out over here and see what's going on. So when this year started, we talked about how price can continue up in this range, and price is coming up into this range where we're a little shy of 142, but there is a very high possibility we're going to continue up. So I'm not going to say this chart is wrong. Where's that chart? Yeah, so I'm not going to say this chart is wrong, but I think the way you're looking at the chart is incorrect. You know, it's incorrect the way you're looking at the chart. What you need to do is, even though if you're looking for swing trades, you should be looking to see where you can see the next candle going. You know, can you see the next candle going all the way up towards 144, 143, or 142? So now obviously we have some sort of a resistance here. So let's take a look at that on the weekly time frame. And looking at on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that we're coming up into this range, right? So we have this range here to the left hand side. In this range, we have a support on this range and we have a resistance up on this range. So if the weekly candle stays above, let's say 141, 270, there's a very, very high probability we're going to continue up to fill this wick, which is almost like 100 pips away. Right, so this is our first target for a bullish bias, and this is why when I came to charts I said, hey, like, you know what, my bias is bullish because of these wicks here to the left hand side. So if we drop down to the daily time frame now, we can see that daily is approaching some sort of a resistance area. But I think if there's volume in the market, I mean, coming tomorrow, Wednesday is a high volume day, Thursday is a high volume day, so I suspect if this daily candle can close bullish, the next daily candle can continue moving bullish up towards 142,700. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, obviously we'll need some sort of a momentum coming into the 4-hour time frame here as well, and then eventually looking down to the 1-hour time frame. Now, as you can see that these zones are covering these candles, so what we want to do what we want to do is we want to remove this zone over here, and we want to now create zones based on this session. Right, so this is where we have this support down over here, and at the same time we got this resistance up over here. And now we go to the 30-minute time frame, and this is where we are right now. Right, price is respecting this resistance, looks like, and if we break above 141, let's say this area, then we can continue on further up. Sorry, my brain paused for a sec over there. My brain lagged a little bit. Which other pairs would you consider to trade other than GJ, EJ, and gold? Nothing. Gold dropped because of the idea of impeachment of Trump is becoming real, and the US are positive due to its news, so gold drops. Yeah, that makes sense too. That makes sense too. Like his impeachment is getting real, and that looks like it's going to be good news for the US dollar. I mean, it's just sad, man. I mean, I don't know if someone believes it or not, but I think this whole running into the White House thing, it was all staged. It was all like a big drama to get everyone against Trump. Everybody against Trump. Can you believe it? It's like you're in school and everyone teams up against one person.
I agree with that, Raja. I agree. It was all set up.
Like, you know,
other people have other intentions.
It doesn't make any sense at all. I thought about it, I talked to a lot of people, and I just couldn't come to grips with this whole idea that the White House is one of the world's most secure building out there. Yeah, and you got rednecks, hillbillies with the lifted trucks running into the grounds of the White House. I mean, what? It's just like,
There was videos out there showing that people passing out baseball bats from inside the Capitol building to the people outside.
yeah.
So,
There was a video that there are people in front of barricades, and then there's this cop. This cop, he removes the barricade. He's like, "Let's go, let's go." Yeah, it was the Capitol building. Yeah,
once Biden takes over, I think the U.S. markets are just going to dump at some point. Maybe not right away. At some point.
Oh, the U.S. Capitol is not the White House. Oh, what is the U.S. Capitol? U.S. Capitol. Oh yeah, that's
where the senators are voting and such.
okay. No, okay. I get it. Okay, but still, man, this is an important building over here. Look at this shit show over here. It's like a circus.
It hasn't been run by the citizens since like 100 years. Huge deal.
So the U.S. Capitol is where Congress and the Senate meets, and the White House is where Trump has his office and and handles everything.
Yeah, my bad. I had no idea that the White House and the Capitol building are two different things. So you guys can imagine how much of a fundamental trader I am. I don't look at fundamentals at all. I look at support, resistance, wicks, take an entry, take profit. That's it. Raja, please go to 500 Mbps. Sorry, we can't have 500 Mbps at my house here.
Now with Rogers inside top bill.
Oh, looks like you walked away from your mic. Hey, Raja, what do you say about this? About what? Let's take a look at this over here. Wow, man, we're ranging here now. This is a disastrous range here now, GJ. Look how this range is getting bigger and bigger now, right? So we had a range between 141,530 and 141,680, 700 right over here. And now look, the range is bigger, right? Now the range is getting up over to 141,750. Now we have a bigger range over here. And this is an entire range here now. It's like a 22 pip range now. And in this range, you have this minor support over here. You have another minor support right down over here. So you have to wait now for these zones to break up or break down. Stick to trading, not politics. You don't know much, like you just stick to just GJ, LMAO. Yes. I don't know much about politics.
I'm asking now, are you with Rogers?
Oh no, I'm with Bell. We can't have Rogers over here. Bell has a monopoly in my area. Would you read into anything that the new support is at the previous resistance? New support is at the previous resistance on what time frame? Alright, let's take a look at this chart here. Oh. On my paper trade, you said there were rejection wicks, so I waited for the 15-minute candle to clear those wicks to take an entry. Is this how you would have taken it? Entry over here. Yeah, I would have probably taken it. I wouldn't have taken it at all. I would have taken it where I took it right over here on the 5-minute time frame here, because there wasn't much confirmation for me to take the trade as it broke the low over here, because as it broke the low, you know, it was like a not enough range. I mean, the range was like 18-20 pips and TP would have been like 23 pips, you know, so I wouldn't have taken, I would have missed it. So I would have taken it right over here when we kind of like called it out right here as price was dropping. Hey, Roja, is XM have high spread? I have no idea.
Roja.
What do you think about this easy analysis? let's take a look at this easy analysis. This is gold 1 hour chart. Entry over here, TP1, TP2. Yeah, beautiful. It's easy analysis. Super easy analysis. But the trick is to point out the move before it happens. That's the trick. See, we're coming down.
All right, guys. I gotta head out.
All right, David.
Have a good one, David.
Hey,
We're just
David.
waiting. We're just waiting for the live. Okay, man.
Yeah, we saw your
live.
Oh my goodness, it's the awesome experience for me.
Yeah, I saw your landing yesterday.
Yeah.
You saw the landing?
Yes. Yeah, it was
My
beautiful.
heart is like this. Dudup, dudup, dudup.
Yeah, if someone who doesn't know David is our pilot trader over here. He had a live stream yesterday, and man, I was watching it. It was amazing. You had the takeoff and the landing.
And he's my uncle as well.
So I'm headed to Mexico today. So if you guys want to watch, I'll do a live stream.
Oh
nice.
my goodness.
Yeah, this was amazing. Like it was funny how you said that that due to the wind, the plane is moving like this, like kind of like shifting to the side and coming down.
So because we're coming down, the wind hits the tail of the airplane and it moves it this way. So what happens is you're coming in twisted, and right before the runway, you kind of make it straight and come right in.
Oh, it's not a prop. It's a real airplane. Someone's saying, is that a prop? It's a real airplane.
That airplane is the ultralight?
No. It's a twin engine. It weighs about 8,000 pounds, so it's not an ultra at all. But it's a twin engine Navajo. Has about 8 seats, really comfortable. But it flies at about 250 miles an hour.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So, but I'll do a live stream for you guys. We'll head over to Mexico today.
Be safe. Be safe.
And, yeah, for sure. We'll see you guys on the markets from Mexico tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.
All right,
David. Bye-bye.
A good trip.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye, David.
Bye, man. Bye.
Bye, man. Bye.
Could you do analysis on US 30? All right, let's do our last analysis. It's going to be on US 30. And then I'm going to head out for the day. Oh, US 30 is ranging in the range I had from long ago. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just ranging. Yeah, we're just in a range here in the US 30, even on the 4 hour. I think the only thing you need is to maybe like break below this area over here, 31,000, to continue down in this clean range, or break above to continue up. Plus, also we have a lot of fundamental news coming in related to the US dollar, so I'm not sure whether price is going to continue ranging till that time, or will we break below that. But there's a shit show coming on. I can see a big tornado coming on the US dollar with this inauguration on the 20th. But guys, I'm gonna head off over here as well. My time to trade has ended over here, so we shall leave.
Bye, be safe.
All right.
Be strong, man.
Thank you, Raja.
Bye, Raja.
Take care, Raja.
Ciao.
Take care, bro.
Okay, guys.
Ciao. Bye.
Take care, everybody.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Khadafez. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hey, come on, man.
Alligator.
Later, alligator.
All right, gulaggers.
Later.